Two best friends, Gordy and Sean, who share their love for professional wrestling, head to a live Monday Night Nitro event in Cheyenne, Wyoming to support their favorite wrestler, Jimmy King. Devastatingly enough, they find that their favorite wrestler of all time has been backstabbed in the process of losing his world championship and is essentially let go from the wrestling promotion he had been working for 14 years. Suddenly, just like that, the King's storied career is over. Or is it? Gordy and Sean make it their mission to revive the King and get his crown back. With the ambush backstage to the current champion, Diamond Dallas Page, the boys and the King persuade WCW promoter Titus Sinclair to have one match. The stipulation, a triple steel cage match with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, as well as $1 million. And if Jimmy King loses, his career is over. Can the King overcome the odds, get back into ring shape, and take back what is rightfully his? 3 cages, 2 warriors, 1 belt is what's in store for us as we enter the squared circle to do a discussion of sorts on the 2000 cult classic, Ready to Rumble. This is a production with no name, and you are listening to a I Will Rule You edition of Just 4 Blanks. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Patty B. With me as always is Mr. B-Dog, Mr. Brandon, but also we got a couple of special guests. Oh, yeah. We got our reoccurring guest, Mr. Ty from the team. And then we have our very, very own, very first professional wrestler. We got Mr. Hoochie.
Oh, you have the man with the biggest arms and all the charms on your podcast, and you should be blessed to have me. And I know you are.
So blessed we are. So blessed indeed, man. I am so happy to have you guys on. Mr. B-Dog, what do we have in store for everyone in the squared circle tonight?
Well, it's something special for all of us because not only are we movie fans, we're all big wrestling fans, and we've got a wrestler with us here. We're doing Ready to Rumble. Now, this is a movie that Pat and I actually talked about when we actually first met. It was Hamilton, and it was wrestling and Ready to Rumble.
Yep.
So a unique combo to get to know somebody, but it worked. But this is a movie that I've rewatched it just recently, and it's just one of those movies that just brings a lot of cheer, brings a lot of nostalgic feeling. The goal for us today is we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about what we love about this movie. So let's go to guest first, Hoochie Daddy, or
Yes, sir.
or should I say my cousin, Mr. Taylor?
I guess Hoochie Daddy.
It is the Hoochie Daddy. Okay, I'll call you.
No, you got me. You got Hoochie Daddy. You didn't invite Taylor on. I'll come throw you. I'll come down to Cali and throw you whenever I want if you don't get it right.
Do it.
I'll get you. All right. So Hoochie Daddy, how did you fall in love with this movie, or what is your fondest memories with this film?
Well, I think every wrestler has a love-hate relationship with this movie. We see the best of action and the worst of acting, and even some amazing wrestling and some things that make me scratch my head and wonder how David Arquette is still alive. But no, it's a fun one that it grows on you if you can get past a little bit of the most quintessential 2000s, late 90s cliches. I think once you hit 5 poop jokes, you squarely place yourself between 1998 and 2002 on the movie scale. So there's about 500 of them in this movie. But it's a nice star-studded attraction, tons of great cameos, lots of love you can see the love of wrestling in this movie. So for all the campiness aside and some of the things that make me scratch my head and go, it's definitely always a nice little comfort watch to have on.
100%.
Yeah. Now, Ty, you've actually got to meet one of the wrestlers here from this movie at a con that we went to, Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes, sir.
Now, talk to fans about your experience with that, and also talk to them about too what was your experience with this movie.
He was actually turned out to be like really nice. He was actually showing me some of his yoga stuff to do because at the time I had some personal injury some personal injuries. I don't want to share on the show, but he actually gave me like a 15-minute talk on what I can do and stuff like that, and he gave me like a card for like I guess it's like a special promo for his yoga. And like no, he was pretty much just so down to earth. Like after talking to him, you know, the fans came, they did this thing. Then he actually told us a 20-minute story of how he started his career up until now, which is really dope. So it was a really good experience.
He seems like a nice
Oh
guy. I
yeah.
mean, it's like, especially like I know there's a old. At least I've heard it as a wrestling fan growing up. Is sometimes the most devilish heels, or the heels that just seem nasty on screen, are actually some of the nicest people
Oh,
behind.
yeah. It,
So
it was a good day. Like
I'd be
yeah.
pumped if I met him. I was telling B Dog, I think it would be a great mission to get a world heavyweight championship signed by Oliver Platt and Diamond Dallas Page just because of this movie. I was like, you know what, that'd be so sick to do. It's so obscure, but no, I mean, going to everything in this, I mean, just small takeaways from this film is I think Hoochie Daddy kind of hit it right on the head where you can tell that there's
Where else do you hit things?
Crown them.
Someone hit it in the arm or the leg? That's silly. You hit the head. You throw the body, you work an arm, you pull a leg, you hit a head.
Yeah.
ending result. I love it. No, there's such a love for professional wrestling in this, you can tell. And I think also, if I'm not mistaken, in some ways this movie was made to hopefully save what the shambles were left in WCW at this time. Because if we think about it, WCW closed what, about a year and some change after
Like
this. I don't know
2 years
what
after.
exactly what time of 2000 that this was released.
It was released weird enough that half the wrestlers that appear in that movie were no longer in WCW. They were already appearing on WWE TV. It's a weird, like, it was like what do they call it? The open door, whatever, before it was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and they had like, dude, Booker T in his prime. They had Billy Kidman in his prime in this. Juventud Guerrero. I mean, so
Even
many.
Rey Mysterio without a mask.
Without a mask. Well, they didn't at the time in WCW have him without a mask.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
And
sure
you got
they did.
Bonesaw.
Yeah.
Bonesaw's ready.
It wasn't Randy. You had Bonesaw in it.
Got you for 3 minutes.
I'm gonna get you.
To me, it was one of the best scenes of the movie is when he sits there. He's like, "Why do you have your hand up? Why did it look like you have a finger in your butt?" And he goes, "Because I do." And he sits and he goes, well, "Smell this." And he goes, "Oh, sweet."
So much. A good thing from this movie that I took away from it too was, we have some good acting performances in Oliver Platt. I think Oliver Platt's character as Jimmy King, there's a lot of really good character development from the beginning to the end of this movie. Joey Pants, my boy Joey Pants, as you guys know, we talked about on the Matrix podcast, on the Matrix episode. Um, one thing you got to take in consideration too is this man, you know, what, probably a year following this was in The Sopranos, and he, won a couple of Emmys from that show. So just to think about that and think about what he was able to provide in a movie like this, a movie type like, an obscure plot, something that we don't see often. And the fact that they were just able to get an actor like that in the role that he was in, because I think he played a perfect, what would you call it? I guess I'll just say bad guy, and he essentially is like the main villain in the movie. But I don't know, and the way that him and Oliver Platt and Jimmy King kind of collided with each other in the movie is great. Yeah, I'm sorry, I kind of went off a tangent there, but yeah, no,
Dead Pat. No, I'm
yeah,
good.
I always go on my tangents. I love this movie, man.
Definitely did better because they were going to have Eric Bischoff do it, but WCW fired him right when they were filming it. So
I'm glad
they had to pivot to someone who can actually act.
You know what? And I'm kind of thankful that happened because it was nice to put a fictional manager in there. You know what I mean? I think that it needed that pizzazz to it. It couldn't just all be like I know like what they were going for mainly like the WCW people, right? I mean, like you said, they're supposed to have Eric Bischoff, but I think it's nice to sprinkle in a actual person that's not really in that field of things.
I mean, Jimmy King.
Well, no, well, yeah, but Jimmy King's also like he's the main guy. They're not gonna have Hulk Hogan be the main character in this movie. Maybe if it was
If it had been 10 years earlier, they would have.
dude, yeah, I was just gonna say like 8 to 10 years prior to that, then maybe, yeah, like no holds barred, Mr. Nanny. Right? Is it Mr. Nanny? Or is it Mr. Yeah, it is Mr. Nanny. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in ages, but
Well, he's also known as Thunderlips in another one before that, but
No disrespect to Rocky 3 now.
yeah,
Careful now.
no, that's respect.
yeah, thank you, Hoochie Daddy, thank you, because yeah, Rocky 3 is a masterpiece in my opinion.
And Rocky crying for Mick. But that's not the point. So I know I know Hoochie Daddy is new to this part of this one. Ty is not. Ty gets annoyed every time we bring this part up.
What is it?
We're gonna go over the budget for this film.
Oh, yes, of course. Are we converting yens again?
You watch your face.
No, I was thinking Deutschmarks this time, make it interesting.
But let's see what you guys think. What do you guys think the budget for this film is?
$25 million.
Okay, Ty. He's like,
Hoochie Daddy said that way too
I know.
confidently. I feel like he's got a screen in front of him.
Well, they do have a lot of wrestlers in here.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking too, Ty. I'm feeling like maybe who was it, Ted Turner or whoever was in charge at this time had to be throwing some bills at
Yeah.
this.
Okay. I'm gonna say maybe 30 million.
I'm gonna go with $38 million.
Hoochie Daddy was closest. It was 24 was estimated.
And Michael Buffer was 5 of it.
Probably. But the gross worldwide, it lost a lot.
Was it like 12?
It was about 12 million. It was just under 12, but yeah, roughed it up, $12 million. Opening weekend gave it 5 million. Gross worldwide was 12. So
You can see it for free on Tubi, so
Just have to wait 25 years.
it's like WCW. We don't remember that as much compared to WWE now. But
Well, and it's funny that you bring that up because I feel like this movie, it being WCW related, and what WCW's been out of business for 24 years, a lot of people now, there's a certain age of people that didn't experience WCW. I think all 4 of us were able to experience WCW as kids, right?
I was
think-
born in 96. What are you talking about?
yep.
96.
How old do you
You're
think
right.
I am?
I don't know.
I might be a daddy, but I ain't old.
I'm only 2 years older than you. That's not. I might be a daddy, but I'm not old. Well, no, but my older brother watched a lot more WCW than I did, but I remember it being on. It's just crazy to think because I think this movie too is for the certain millennials that grew up with it. Like nowadays, like a 10-year-old's gonna be like, I don't know what, or let's just say a 13-year-old, they're gonna be like, I don't know what Right Rumble is. I've never even heard of this movie. It's one of those like hidden gem nostalgic movies. I think, like you were saying, of that late '90s period. Like there's that fine gap of films between like '95 and like 2000 that are like these like hidden gems that kind of come out to light later in years, and they're like, oh wow, this movie is actually really good, or it's got its bad parts in it. Like I'm a huge Biodome fan. I know me and B-Dog have talked about that, and a lot of people.
This podcast. Pauly Shore Biodome. Okay, well, I'm turning my brain off now. Thanks.
But to be totally honest, I want to kind of chime in on that because that's how I was first introduced to wrestling. And it was a time, what was it? I was up in Oregon with family and everything. And I remember our cousin Chris and Philip were the two that got me into watching WCW. And I remember my mom's like, turn that stuff off. We ain't not watching it until, but now look at us. We're watching it now. And it's like, just get away. Like, this is what we do. This is what we enjoy. This is a man's soap opera. This is fun to watch. It's entertaining. I don't care. But yeah, so let's go into what we liked and what we disliked. So let's start off with the Hoochie Daddy. Hoochie Daddy, what are scenes that you really enjoy in this film when you think of
I like the antics of the wrestling. I mean, it's like I said, it's a class. Oh, sorry, my dog is arguing with me. I
it?
got classic, 2000s charm for all the good and bad. I mean, where else do you get to see nuns singing Running with the Devil?
Yeah.
The farting nuns.
Or two guys eating sandwiches next to a leaking septic tank. All the classic 2000s tropes were there. But no, getting to see, as a wrestling fan, seeing your favorite wrestlers in a slightly different way, because no wrestler in that movie acts like they did when they were wrestling. So it's a nice way to like switch everything up. Like so we have DDP as the ultimate villain murdering people. When in reality he's like the nicest dude who's probably saved more wrestlers than anyone alive. And then you have Bill Goldberg being an unselfish, compassionate guy, which if you talk to Bret Hart would have a very different opinion on that. But it's good old campy fun. Like I said at the top of it, it's turn your brain off. You might not always want to be. There's so much wrestling as a wrestler myself and a wrestling fan. Sometimes it's nice to just be able to turn your brain off, see some characters you like, so you kind of know what you're doing, what you're going to get, and just enjoy the fun ride. Kind of like a roller coaster. You might be a little sick afterwards, but you still have fun and you still go on the ride.
Yeah, good. That's good to put it.
Yeah.
That is a good way to put it. Was it yeah, I think that's going to bring up before we kind of go into others' opinions and stuff there too. I think that's a thing we should talk about is the wrestlers' personas in this movie compared to their personas outside this movie. Because during this time, it's like you said, DDP was not considered a heel at this point in time. He was more of a face during this time frame.
Yeah.
And then
biggest face.
what was it? Let's go over the other characters here. We had Goldberg play a big presence in this movie.
Over.
We had Sting kind of. I think that's the only one we all kind of said. It's like when you really look at accuracy, he actually played himself. Like that's exactly who he is. What are some of the wrestlers when you think of them? Like let's talk about some of them other than just Goldberg and them. What are other wrestlers that you enjoyed in this film, or what are wrestlers that you felt like you said, didn't act like themselves?
Well, you saw Psycho Sid doing breaking and entering, so that
Yeah.
one is easily off the top.
Him and Perry Saturn getting their ass beat by Sal Bandini is pretty funny. That's one of my more favorable scenes in the movie for sure.
I know Charles isn't a wrestler, but I just love him just getting his ass kicked and throwing out the ring. I'm like, yep, that's classic Charles.
Gotta give up for the Nitro Girl taking a ladder to the side of the head and just dying.
Just getting so close when there's a ladder
Just
match going.
died.
And let's not forget the motorcycle.
He's like Sasha. He's like Sean, please, and then you just I love that sequence too because you can just keep seeing the ladder in the background just swinging, dude. Yeah, it's one of those early, those 2000s tropes, stuff like that, little like wonky stuff in that movie. Like, it's so chef's kiss, man.
Well, just talking about even the motorcycle going in on the ramp and hitting the steel cage and breaking it all down. That to me was like, okay, this is kind of weird a little bit.
Oh yeah, having to break the door open after they already cut the lock off.
Yeah.
Magically.
I love how smooth the motorcycle just slide through the ring, like
Dude. Right, the physics there don't make any sense.
Well, if we want to talk about physics, how about we should say everyone should be dead?
Yeah, when
Like DDP's dead. I've jumped off a lot of things. I've taken a lot of big bumps in wrestling. I'm not slamming down 60 feet through 3 cages flat onto my back and neck because you die. Or to one up that, they both take the bump off the top 40 feet down and land on the top of the cage and somehow magically climb back up again.
Yep.
They probably went, if Mick Foley can do it, so can we.
DDP, I think, was like almost 50 when that happened. I don't think his ass would be getting up when that after that.
He's got a point there. But there's something else, and I think Hoochie Daddy, this is kind of one of the big parts I figured I wanted to talk with you about in this, was the scene where you kind of see him go, okay, give me a good bump, give me stuff like that. How is something like that, like when they're before the turn of DDP to the King takes place, with him knocking him out and stuff, that whole scene where he's telling, okay, give me a good bump, okay, good sound effects, good this. How is that experience for you in the ring? Is that something you guys do on a regular basis, or is it something just they did for the movie?
I mean, it sounds like you're walking on some pretty thin ice and you're about to fall through it if you think that we're not out there beating the shit out of each other
Right.
and that we're just not tougher than everyone else, which is why the reason we do it and we get paid for it. No. Uh, there's no hiding. What we do is stage theater that we have to put on a new play. And I think Patty about froze out too. You got that locked in. My man didn't blink for 45 seconds.
It was the way your lip was. It was like just like waiting for that.
It was like a snot bubble coming out. Am I that boring for you? Am I being insulted right now? I don't know.
I'm listening, dude. I got my see these ears, man.
I saw them. Like I said, we do stage plays. We put on a new play night in and night out. So there's definitely communication that you have to have. I mean, there's a reason there's professional wrestling and there's MMA and there's boxing. You want different things out of different forms of entertainment. So you're not getting any trade secrets out of me, but I will definitely, it takes two to tango.
Right. No, that's a good
Not
point.
that I will say it is a unlikely, does it ever happen where things maybe someone wants something more than the other and things go from theatrical to gladiator very quickly.
Yeah. No, that's a good
I think
point.
you go right back to, so.
That's a good point to bring up. That was something I kind of thought. But let's go to Ty. Ty, what are moments you think about this movie?
Well, but besides like seeing all the wrestlers and then like seeing them like, not act like their characters, be, in the ring was pretty cool, and especially like people like Sid, you see him just like acting different, like, oh, he's not like the like his on-screen character, you know. Um, bro, I keep looking at you and you look at you keep frozen, man. I can't change your face.
Fucking moving around like this the whole time.
It's his fault for mentioning it now. Every time I look at you, you're just like frozen.
Well, I don't know how it is for your screen, but on my screen, you're like directly on top of me, so I don't know if you have like a perfect visual.
Chill, okay?
Brandon, what did you bring me on to?
Like, bitch.
This is what
I
happens.
don't even know at points.
He's lying. This always happened. Okay? But I never seen Pat just like so still before.
I mean, I know I'm stunning to look at, but if you're gonna stare that much, I'm gonna start charging by the minute. Okay, it's gonna be $40 up front, $3.99 every minute afterwards.
That would be one of the guys that buys your shorts after the match.
Patrick over here's gonna keep staring at Hoochie. Hoochie's gonna be like
1-900 Hoochie Daddy.
Let's see what.
I really hope I didn't just advertise a real.
No,
I feel like crap.
no. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
What are we doing here?
Have fun.
What was the question?
What were your favorite parts of the film? What did you cling on to in this movie?
I like the beginning part.
There are Klingons in this movie.
I like the beginning part, right? Where he get a free smoothie, but like sticking his finger in his butt.
That's a beer sour ass.
And then like he just hold on so like long enough for when he grabs the cup, he smells it just to make sure, and the stank is still there. Like one last just a whip.
I will get you another.
I love the whole like his just imagining like the fight scene, and he had Randy Savage as his tag team partner just fighting in the store. Man, that was fun.
Yeah, that I've always gravitated to that too, like where I've I've always been fascinated with it, but the way they turned that store into an actual ring,
Yeah,
and like the canvas is printed like the floor tiles in an actual convenience, I just thought it was so fucking cool. Because then they also got the aisles in the middle and everything. Like
like
it's so good.
like
Well, you have unlimited, Turner money to throw at things. You can do whatever you want.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
like he was so hyped up for the fight. He like when he got like thrown out the ring, he just smacked his head in the the glass with the drinks, and then just drop kick back in. Like I'm like, come on, ain't no way you gotta break the head with your head. Oh, that's some like the good moments. I like.
Okay. What about you,
Yeah.
Patty B?
A lot of good action in this movie. Like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago with the Perry Saturn and Sid Vicious scene when they're breaking into Sal Bandini's, and I love the Sal Bandini character. Sal Bandini, want to wrestle? Um, as it,
Bret Hart's dad.
that's not Bret Hart's.
No, I'm saying he was just Bret Hart's dad. That was the
Oh,
character.
yeah, like the
He's just
Stu
Stu
Hart.
Hart. He's just an old man that will murder you.
Yeah, yeah, want to wrestle? um, uh, it's a lame Stu Hart impression from me. Uh, no, there's and like you said too, the opening scene is great, like with the wrestling and everything. In the when they go to the arena and all that stuff, it's like you get to see the actual wrestlers in action, and that's the cool part. I think that was probably easy to shoot just because they had all those wrestlers there, able, it's something they do on a nightly basis. So, um, man, dude, the joke writing in this film is phenomenal. Like I don't think I wouldn't say it's the best that it's ever had. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's little nuances here and just script writing within the movie. It flows very well. I mean, obviously there's stupid moments, but even like when they meet that, or even with like the old the old lady, she's like, "Get me a t-shirt, extra small." And he's like, "That's disgusting." Like just shit like that, bro. It's just so simple. Or I'll have Brittany's bare ass buffet. Uh, just man, the list goes on and on. If you lose your left nut and you got one left, is it still your left nut? Dumb and crown me. Yes, wrestling's not fake.
I want to talk
Was
about
that
that.
the joke line?
I mean, it's not. It's
You
not.
think, y'all?
Yep, you're in the doghouse now, Patty B.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I think for me, the way with the emotion that he says it is just so. It's so good. Like I always laugh when I hear it.
There's no one more passionate than wrestling fans.
Mm.
That's the thing I got over the most. It might seem dumb if you're not a fan of wrestling, you're not part of it a lot. There is no one more passionate than a pro wrestling fan. I've had in my short time doing it, I've really had people drive hundreds of miles just to come see me when I wrestle in their backyard once a month. So they are committed and they will not hear otherwise.
Give me them shorts.
Ty's never gonna let you down on that one. But no, I think this movie to me that it's a cult. It's like we said, it gives you all this nostalgic feeling of all the wrestlers you grew up with, and inspired by, and everything. It's just so phenomenal to see all of them together. Like you guys said, with Macho Man and um, you know, and Jimmy the King, right? But not only that, you have later on Goldberg and Sting show up. I forgot Kurt Hennig. I hate to say it, Kurt Hennig exists.
Yeah, Kurt Hennig. He's only in that first that first opening wrestling scene that they have at the arena, and that's it. But it's funny when I was a kid and saw that, I'm like, oh my god, it's Mr. Perfect, because I loved Mr. Perfect growing up.
And here's another movie fact that I never even realized with this movie. There's two Major Pain veterans from Major Pain in this movie. Bam Bam Bigelow being one of them, and the kid that helps him hack to find where Jimmy lives. That's Opie from Major Payne. That's the one he calls, well, what are you looking at, Opie? You know, and all of a sudden
Did you just refer to Bam Bam Bigelow as his highest achievement is being in Major Pain?
no. No,
One of the greatest super heavyweight monsters of all of wrestling history, and you're giving his credence to Major. As much as I love Major Pain, you're all good. Only one I'm not mad at right now is Ty.
Ty's like, hey.
Patty's over here doing his best Drax impression, trying not to think that my vision based on movement. And Brandon, you see me in person, you see how quickly I'll throw someone. So
I
you should know
know.
better.
I know. When we were kids, you threw me around like nothing. But not the point. I think this movie is just fun to watch, and it gives you that feeling. It's not meant to be the perfect film. It's like a love letter to wrestling. It's a love letter to fans. And I think that's the purpose of this film. I like, even like you said, most passionate fans are wrestlers, right? One of the things that
Arquette loved it so much he actually became champion.
I know, right?
Which is why people had problems with this movie. I think if that hadn't happened, this movie would be received a bit better. But then somehow that led to David Arquette, of all people, becoming the world heavyweight champion.
Could you imagine too being like paying like money to go see that show, and then I like seeing this movie and then be like, are you like for real? This guy, they really made this dude the champion? Like I'd be like scratching my head so
where's
much.
his motorcycle?
So
Yeah, I'd rather
weird how the company didn't last much longer.
yeah, right. I love that little the cop gimmick though at the end. Like that's I think because also with Gordy's character throughout this whole movie, you know, he has that pressure from his dad to become a police officer, where his real passion is wrestling, and he wants to help Jimmy. And also, I mean, him and Sean are best friends, and they kind of did this together. And I that's it's kind of a down moment, but I like that moment where, you know, they try to get him to go to Vegas with them for the pay-per-view, and he's like, I can't, I got my cop exams. And then there's that ultimate, you know, run in the match where I will bust you. Or, um
I think we're all underselling the real hero of this movie, and that's that Winnebago somehow making it to New York, to Vegas, and back all around 50 times, and somehow not breaking down on the side of the road.
Right.
it's that Turner money, man.
Josh, I don't know the fuel bill was even in 2000 what that would have been.
Yeah, for real. Was it like 8 miles to the gallon or something?
On a good day, maybe.
On a good day. Yeah,
Like something was not holding on.
and when you got Jimmy King in there, he's not the smallest of guys.
Well, compared to all the other wrestlers, he is. That's the most unbelievable thing for me as a wrestler because I know why they did it. It makes it fun. They wanted it. They had a great act to do it. But put him next to Goldberg, and you're telling me this is the undefeated, longest reigning champion? All right.
I know. He wasn't even fit either. It was just a regular guy.
And he's not like big man wrestler who's big and fat, and you can believe it. He is literally like 5'8", wider than he is tall. And you're going to tell me his finisher is climbing to the top rope and jumping on somebody.
Yeah, they don't show. I think also it takes credibility away when he's also like this drunken person dressed up like he's got a wig on, got a robe
He's
on.
in disguise.
He's like personal appearance fee, and they're all at his Winnebago.
Well, then we know damn well now if they remade it, it'd just be Paul Walker Hausen would be doing it. At least then you have an actual guy to wrestle.
Okay,
He's
so
good though, man. I'll give him that. He's had some really good performances.
I've seen him. I've worked with him in person wrestling, and he's awesome.
Yeah, is he a nice guy in real life?
Oh, he's awesome.
He seems super nice, super genuine too.
I mean, again, I met him at a wrestling show and worked with him, so it's a little,
Yeah, I got you.
so it's kind of I met him at work. It's not like I hung out at his Beverly Hills mansion and doing God knows what celebrities do. But
Better than nothing.
but you want me to tell you something else that I forgot about this? And looking for me, the movie showed it, and I forgot WCW had this. Was the Nitro Girls? For some reason, I don't know why, but I totally spaced about them. I was
Ow.
like, I don't know. Well, one, I think I was a kid.
We're learning a lot about you today, Brendan.
I know. I was a kid at that time. I was like 5, 6 years old when this movie came out. Probably didn't remember tons about it. But I actually do think, Pat, I think we hear a message coming in from the Nitro Girls. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, it is. Welcome to Film Face Off. Tonight, we have a one-on-one match between B-Dog and the Hoochie Daddy. It is a Film Face Off challenge where the topic is wrestlers that have been in a movie. There will be a 2-minute timer, and at the end of the 2 minutes, the last one to not answer will lose. Or somebody may lose by submission if they do not have an answer and give up. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
The tussle.
3, 2, 1, and go.
The Departed.
The Suicide Squad.
Marine.
Bumblebee.
Marine 2.
Walking Tall.
Marine 3.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I mean,
Trainwreck.
Marine 4.
Skyfall.
See No Evil.
I'm going to take the other one before you do it 12 rounds.
Fast and Furious.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Fast and Furious 4.
Fast 5.
Fast and Furious 6.
I forget how many movies of those. So I'm just going to pass on.
we have 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the timer.
I know I have more too.
No pressure.
Skyscraper.
I live.
Rampage.
That doesn't really count. Pacifier doesn't count. The Nanny.
Black Adam.
3 Ninjas on Shanghai Mountain.
Oh, I've had
Dude, that's a deep pull right there. That's a deep pull.
Ready to Rumble if we're going to go into specifics here.
That does not count. That's a wrestling movie. Oh, you jerk. The Babysitter.
Major Pain.
All right. That's cheating.
7 seconds.
7 seconds.
27 seconds.
Platoon.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Time's up. Oh, you said
Nope.
7.
16. I got 15 seconds. You know what?
Man, I got one for you. I can't cheat for you, though.
That one. He got me on that one. That was a good one.
And we have a winner, and it is Hoochie Daddy.
I'm going to fire back with Predator real fast.
I didn't even think about that one. I was like, for some reason, I blanked on
You can't forget Jesse the Body Ventura.
that movie. I did. I don't know why I spaced on it, but that's a good pull too. Good.
I think three Ninjas on Shanghai Mountain. I thought was going to break you.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
And I sat there. I was thinking. I was like, why am I not throwing superhero movies out now too at this point? And I started going, okay, Black Adam. There's The Rock. You know.
Well, there's some strategy. Yeah, I know there's 6 Marine movies, so I was golden for at least 6 answers.
That's why I went. I'm going to take 12 rounds.
And back to our regularly scheduled programming. We're back into the action.
So, what's over some of our dislikes in this film? Hoochie Daddy, what are some of the dislikes you have?
Well, the fact that it's David Arquette in it.
You don't like him?
As a wrestling fan, he killed one of the biggest wrestling companies in the world. So
Yeah,
I mean, in fairness, too, I mean, I've heard it on podcasts before, but it almost seems like that promotion was a coffin on roller skates at that point.
no, it definitely was. Why would I never understood why a company that actively wanted them to close invested $24 million into a movie when they wanted them off TV. Wrestling world's full of weird business tactics, and that's up there for me. It's, wrestling is hard to critique movies for me as a wrestler because we have to straddle that line of suspension of disbelief so much. So much. So again, having the King be your undefeated, when you have guys like Booker T and Randy Savage and DDP and Sting and Goldberg and Perry Saturn's out there, and you're like, this, it's a product of its time with the 2000s. Like you said, some of the things we love about it make it a great stoner movie, and then when you watch it sober, you're like, why was I laughing at that a little bit? You said Biodome. You hit that. It's the perfect example. You can't be sober with it for it to really let go.
Purple Sticky Punch.
You put it out there. I just finished it.
No, man, that's always been a guilty pleasure film of mine growing up. Was
A lot of guilty pleasures, Pat. Okay,
I know.
Yeah.
No, if Todd's like, no.
At least
What do you
once you mentioned that's a guilty pleasure right there. I'm just like,
Yeah, man, because I love guilty pleasures. I might even, I'm gonna pleasure myself to guiltiness.
Let's go to Ty. Ty, what are parts you did not like about this film?
let's see. Well, it's hard because it's an old film, so it's different from like when we watch it now compared to when we watch it then, because the movie is made for 2000s, you know, so it's like we're critiquing now because it's old, but I feel like it aged well in a way where you can just watch it. Unlike some movies like The Benchwarmers, you can't really, you know.
Hey, don't
Yeah,
trash on the
I'm just saying,
Benchwarmers.
I'm just saying, there's some stuff about certain movies that doesn't, age well.
You don't have to put disclaimers in front of it to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a thing out for the fans. We do have an old recording, Pat and I do, that we never released about that
It's the
film.
Benchwarmers.
That was a brutal.
It's the Benchwarmers.
I still have it. So,
And not to mention this too. This was in the era of when we were doing watch along episodes.
Exactly.
So we're actually watching the movie as we're doing the podcast, and that was absolutely brutal.
I think
Those
after
awkward
we cut
silences
off,
are great.
we will we can't air this. But fans, if you guys want us to air this, please let us know in the comments.
We'll make a Patreon and you can watch it for $7.99.
$7.99 a month. But
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't really hate a lot of the stuff because just rewatching it just bring a lot of like old memories of watching when I was little. So I don't really have anything bad to say about it, just because it just brings old memories.
It's very nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's especially when you watch this movie as what? I mean, we were all fairly within 7 to 10 years old when this came out, less than that. But like,
no.
mathematically, no. You know what? Shut up, Ty.
Yeah.
But
I'm wrong. Yeah.
no, a couple things I do dislike. I mean, one, me being a big Macho Man fan, I was a little disappointed that he wasn't in it as much. Like we only get him in that opening scene and nothing really else.
Film Spider-Man.
I know.
Yeah, it's true. Following year, right? It wasn't too long after that.
ready?
One of the best cameos of all time, too. By the way,
You know that I'm ashamed of myself. I didn't even say Spider-Man.
Dude, I'm surprised. Well, I had a deep cut one when you guys were doing that. I wanted to say Problem Child.
Oh yeah, oh, that's a good one.
I had the chaperone for Triple H.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rocky
I was
3.
thinking that one, but I couldn't remember the names.
Even Rocky 3, we could have brought up, and I didn't even think of that either.
I was trying to go with ones where the wrestler was one of the main characters. You were just pulling out anything with Major Pain.
Wrestlers in a movie. Kerry Von Erich wasn't the main character of Problem Child. He was just in it for a 7-second stint. Still credited.
Okay, then Roadhouse.
Yeah,
we're done. You got nothing. You won. Let it ease. Let it ease. You don't need to work tonight.
I was just thinking.
Whose job is it to beat people's ass, and whose job is it to run a podcast? I stop beating ass when I say I'm done. You don't get to tell me when I get to stop beating his ass.
Fair
If you want to try, I'll start beating your ass.
He has
I have a lot to say about that, but I'm not gonna say it on here.
you got a lot of family affairs, if you will, on the podcast. Uh, no, you know what? Another thing I didn't like, I didn't like the character. The actress, she's fine and all, but Rose McGowan's character as Sasha, I know why they put it in there. They had to have some kind of love interest involved throughout the story, and then her turning on Gordy at the end, and then turning heel, as they say. Uh, I found all of her stuff kind of dry. Like I was like, I don't need it. It doesn't need to be in here for me. Um, you know that
At least she died.
I mean, yeah, dude, where she's all like this, just always kind of looked like me during the show, but she's kind of like this.
And then
Like
never
after,
seen again.
yeah, never. I guess she did die technically.
Yeah.
By a ladder. So yeah, at this point,
But
Oh,
no, I think everything else is just well done. It's nostalgic. I think the casting was done terrifically in this movie. I don't think that gets talked enough. We haven't really talked about it, but Scott, this was my introduction to Scott Conn, and later knowing that he was James Caan's son. And me and B Dog have had plenty of discussions about James Caan. I mean, Sonny Corleone, but Mr. Henry from Bottle
and
Rocket,
night, even misery.
Misery. Oliver Platt again. I think did a terrific job for the character he was put to do. Um, all kinds of. We had the Shermanator from American Pie in this. Chris Owen. The whole I won't say it, you can't really say it on the air, but the whole affair, he's like yakking on the phones for bleep. Um I can't talk on the phone, my dad says.
Yeah,
uh we I think there's too many funny feel good moments to override its negativity. Is it supposed to be a Academy Award winner? Absolutely not. No. This
It's
movie
wrestling.
this movie is a cult classic. It goes to a certain demographic, and I think that demographic holds on to it dearly because I can say that this movie is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a comfort movie for me. I grew up. I had this on VHS as a kid. My older brother introduced it to me, and it was also a movie that me and him bonded on very well. I mean, we had matches in the house. We put this on in the background,
I can
and
see that.
beat
I
the shit out
can
of
see
each other.
that between you and your
So
brothers.
all kinds of stuff. But no, man, I think the positives way more than the negatives for it.
Well, see,
They
like
take it for what it is, and it's an enjoyable brain dump for 2 hours. You don't have to think. You don't have to track anything. It's rising action, conflict, falling climax, falling action. Super
Yep.
simple. It doesn't have to be an M Night Shyamalan level.
No, doesn't have to be a
Pretentious.
thriller. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be pretentious. It's wrestling and poop jokes the whole time. Going back to the dawn of time.
What's one of my favorite ones? French toast dipped in.
yeah. But like even then, like I'll put it out there. Scott Conn was kind of one of my highlights for the film. I
He
did
is.
like the character. I'm usually not a big Scott Conn fan, but I did really enjoy his character throughout the film. I felt like his character progressed a lot better. I felt like his story wasn't always shifty back and forth. But one of
Yeah.
the things I actually could not stand was the dad, the cop. I could not stand
Yeah.
through the film how he comes in. Oh, what's this? He goes, "That's my nuts." And he goes,
Uh,
"You should be a cop too someday, so I can feel
no,
nuts."
he said that's my nuts.
would you like me to grab your nuts?
Or-
Yeah, Richard Lineback. He's in a bunch of stuff, smaller roles, but he's one of those actors that's in a lot of smaller stuff.
Another fun fact: both of those were in Varsity Blues. He was the dad of
Okay.
Paul Walker's character, and Scott Conn was Tweeter. Here's the other thing I did. I like the character, but it's hard for me to watch this actor play this role. When I watched him in another movie that I really enjoy him in, and is Martin Landau. I do like his Bandini, but
Yeah, stop it.
I do like him in this role. But it's hard for me to kind of imagine him in a more comedic role when I'm used to seeing him in very serious roles.
He's like, I'm crapping tapioca.
Like I think that was like some of my only critiques. The other one, if I had to say something, it is Joey Pants in this movie.
Really?
Not well, okay. And again, I think this is he kind of had a mediocre movies throughout those years. You go from The Matrix, which is one of the most iconic sci-fi films of all time, which I love that we're doing this back to back to it. But not the point.
Ironically enough,
Yeah.
it's a Joey Pants month here on Just for Flicks.
Joey Shorts, according to
George.
but it's just one of those guys. Like for me, he played such a great villain in The Matrix that to see him play a villain here, it was kind of like, man, you could have did so much more, and I
Yeah.
probably would have liked your character 10 times better than what I like. How he just goes out, like he's like, oh, I just wanted to say this for the last time. I'm like, okay, oh hey DDP, can I come talk to you over here? And Bill Goldberg's looking at him like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're telling them the whole finish, and like, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Or I think my favorite part is when they come out of the latrine there and sits there and he goes, you know, it just the whole fight that comes in after, with him coming out from the outhouse thing right there, sit there and just beat him up, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get one more match," and he goes, and you don't even have to win. He goes, "He's not gonna win." Oh, I mean, he is going to
He's
win.
going.
it was it just that was probably one of the only scenes I liked with him in it, just because of his portrayal there. But because then he had a couple other movies, like after that was kind of that same type of character.
He's in Memento.
Yeah, he's in Memento. He's in Daredevil. He's in a lot of things, and I don't care what fans say. Daredevil is still slept on.
He was in Bad Boys a couple years prior to this.
I forget he's in Bad Boys too. But that's such a great actor. And for him,
There's that really intense moment. It's kind of intense with him and Sting before the main event on the pay-per-view. He's like, if you do not do it, yeah, I'll kill you. Like, damn, dude.
That's where you put your one F-bomb in your PG-13 movie? All right. Threatening to kill Sting.
And Sting comes out there and pays him, and he goes, "You know what? King's a good guy." And then they're like, "Oh my god,
Jimmy King's all right by me." Yeah.
yeah." And then just Sting punches, and then
Get a hug.
yeah, he goes, "Eat next."
We are men.
We can,
I'm not afraid.
I'm not ashamed to say that I love other men.
Yeah, and then and then when Gordy comes in, "Oh yeah, do that to me too." It's like,
you know what? That might have been the most realistic thing, though, as a wrestler. The amount of fans that want me to hit them.
No, okay.
And I'm like, what is wrong with all of you? This hurts. But give me $5. I don't care.
we should start putting like liability forms. It's like, if you get this,
I think I don't.
Yeah.
There's more than one person walking around in the Northwest with my handprint permanently on their chest.
Oh man! Now this brings up a fun conversation or fun question I have for you. What is Hoochie Daddy? What is the most painful move you have ever taken to this point in day?
Getting my nose broke by having a 300-pound man jump on my face where I was in a trash can.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
No, don't recommend.
Yeah, that sucks.
Do you have that video?
Oh yeah, it's on my. I'll send it to Brendan. You guys can watch it, and I can show you what happened to the guy after the fact.
Oh, hell yeah.
Watch it. That's for sure. Man.
Gave him a receipt.
Nope. I just worked very carefully and lovingly and professionally.
What was it? Now, what was it? Now, I'm trying to find the right word I was going to say there. We are coming near the end of the podcast. That's why I was trying to find a way to get into the point. But let's go into how we rank it on a scale of 1 to 10. Pat, what's our special word today? How are we ranking this? I'm letting you do it. Usually I do it.
How many crowns do we rate this on?
How many crowns? There we go. On a scale of 1 to 10 crowns, Hoochie Daddy, where are you ranking it?
It's 5. Nothing wrong. Nothing offensive. Can play it in the background, but I'm never gonna go out my way to watch it.
Okay. Ty, what about you on a scale of 1 to 10 crowns?
Probably a 6. You could probably just throw it in the background and just do whatever.
All right, Patty B.
Nostalgia for me. It is rewatchable for me.
Joey Pants.
Joey Pants in it, Oliver Platt's in it. Two good actors. All the wrestling cameos that you could want. Great joke writing. I'm putting this at an 8.3.
Wow. And
Probably a high rating for what this film is, but you know me, I love this movie. So
8.3, you pretentious.
Yeah.
I'm on the same rating as Ty. I probably get this a 6. It is nostalgic. It is all that feeling that you love about wrestling, but it's a movie. It's like Hoochie Daddy said. It's not a movie I would just go out of my way to sit there and actually watch. It's something I could listen to in the background. Now, I do have one more question for you guys to end this out. If this
No.
movie was redone today, who would you want to see in this film? I'm curious because we have a whole bunch of wrestlers. We got two different, well, technically we got multiple companies, but two big ones, AEW, WWE.
I told you have Paul Walker Hausen.
Well, Paul
Do the
Walker.
exact same thing.
But who would be some of the wrestlers you surround him with? Is the question.
Well, if we have anything to go off of Happy Gilmore, you'd have Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, and Maxwell Jacob Freeman because they're in every movie right now.
Yeah.
And The Rock would make a cameo and get paid a giant payday for no reason for 5 seconds.
like 2 minutes of screen. Yeah, not even 2 minutes of screen time.
Not even that.
Like
If it's him, he
he
probably want more than screen time than that.
Yeah.
He'd be the one to grab the championship and hand it to him and be like, and then do his massive arm up thing, like, "Oh yeah, he's the champ, but I did it."
He'll be that guy who will switch the character around, but like, no, I'm the main character now.
I could see R-Truth being in it as a comedic role for sure.
Not anymore. He went back to wrong.
Yeah, Undertaker in it now.
Yeah, Undertaker. That's a good one. Yep. You want me
Have
to tell you?
him lights out, lights back on. He tombstones whoever plays DDP again on top of the cage and it disappears again.
Kane just randomly choke slamming people.
But this will end out the podcast. As always, Hoochie Daddy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
You're more than welcome to come on anytime. Tell the
Not
fans.
if I want to now, but thanks for having me.
Come on now. But tell the fans what some upcoming events you got going on in the next few weeks.
I'm actually on a bit of hiatus after getting beat up all summer, but you can follow me on Instagram at Hoochie_Daddy68 because I only need one more to make it a 69. And
That's good.
you can keep track of all my comings and goings and comings and comings and comings.
Interesting.
And as always, thank you, Ty, for coming on with us. And without further ado, remember to check out J4F Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Also, check us out on Spotify and YouTube. If you like this content, you want more of it, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you
And
know,
the 90s internet.
and hit that like button.
Hit
I
the
know.
what?
I
Hit the what?
What? Yeah,
Huh?
what? Hit that
Who-
like button.
who are we
Subscribe
hitting?
to the YouTube channel. Starting you, Ty. Hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit that bell notification so you never miss an episode. Also, comment below what you guys love about Ready to Rumble.
Yes,
And
please
as
do.
always, I turn it over to Patty B to take us out.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything. Thank you, Hoochie Daddy. It was a pleasure having you on. Thank you, Ty, as always. Thank you, B-Dog, as always. And remember, we do it just for Blitz.